share my screen. Here we go. Okay, are you seeing a welcome screen?
Yes.
Okay, is it full screen?
Well, I'm on my phone, so I can't really tell.
No, it's not yet. Just hit that present button.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay,
There you
now
go.
we're good to go?
Very good.
Okay. Well, I'm going to jump in and thank you all for being here tonight. Some of you have known about this company as long as I have, and others of you are just finding out about it. So we always talk about our health, but we're going to be very specific because, you know, everybody wants good health. We all say we want good health. They know the most important thing in life is health, right? What are we doing about it? So I'm excited to share this company with you. I am calling this little segment Loud and Proud with Andi Sage. I'm a lifestyle enthusiast. It should have a Z on the front of that, a Z lifestyle enthusiast. And I'm a founding platinum brand partner. So that just means I've been around long enough to and talk to enough people about this company, and I'm excited to share it with you guys tonight. All right, so what we deal with every day, people don't generally walking around saying, oh, wow, I've got gut issues. I mean, they're not that specific, right? But they're stressed out. They didn't sleep well. They're undernourished. I mean, you've been in the rooms where everybody stands up and goes, you know, or brain fog. Those are the words that mean gut issues. All right. So why do we have them? Well, you've heard before that we are what we eat, right? That's not necessarily true, though. We really are what we absorb. And the nutrients are struggling. The nutrients are not making it easily into our cells. So we're going to talk about that. Even when you're trying really hard and going to the best stores and buying the whole produce, you're thinking, great, I'm doing everything I need to do. And you are, as far as you know. But this is the problem with the soil and the minerals is the vital minerals are missing from our soil. Over the last 70 years, these are the numbers where sodium is down, potassium is down. Look at the copper, down 76%. So those are all vital because those are part of the nutrients that make our engine work is the best way I can say it, and allow you to uptake nutrients from the soils, from the fruits and vegetables. And just to give you a perspective there, in 1953, one bowl of spinach would equal the exact same amount as I don't even know how to count that much in 1997. And it's because we are spraying our fields. We have been trying to get rid of bugs. If you don't have bugs, you don't have birds. Without birds, you don't have any of those elements, trace minerals, all of that in the fields that our body so desperately needs. So there's a cycle that's going on. And what it is it starts every day. We have daily toxic exposure. And we hear that, but I just read somewhere it's like 80,000 toxins are in the world. So you could easily be like, well, forget it. It doesn't matter then. I'm not going to do anything. But no, what you want to figure is minimize those what you can in your own house. But when you go outside, you are exposed to daily toxins. You know, on the way there, somebody cuts you off on the freeway. You get to your work, your boss needed a proposal yesterday. Your stress starts to go up. You get increased inflammation. You've got impaired hormone nutrient utilization, again, because we're not uptaking. And that leads to impaired cell function and health, meaning you're duplicating broken toxic cells. So our goal here is to stop that cycle. All right, you with me? So there are 4 key elements that separate our products from all the other nutritional formulas that are on the market today. Zalevo is years ahead of its time, and it's an incredible blend of intelligent technology with nutrition. So even the best nutrition, if you didn't have modern day technology, you couldn't put those two things together, right? So this is really cool. There are 4 key elements of ultimate health with Zalevo, and we're going to go through them. We're going to go through them. This is just a beautiful slide that shows them all, but we're going to break them down, okay? And explain what those mean. The first one, and I look at these all, but specifically the first one for me is, I can't even say that. Now that I say that, I'm like, oh, they're all just as important. But the first one is really what I refer to as our secret sauce. And it's the bioabsorption technology, where if you look, all the nutrients are in the middle of that little ball, little sphere. And when you add water, all those little fat phospholipids pop out and drive that nutrition into your cells where it's duplicated at millions per minute. Does that make sense? We also pair that with our enzyme 13 and enzyme 19 complexes. And those are both broad range, plant-based pH enzymes, and that assists in the digestion and nutrient utilization in your body. Then we have our mineral complexes. Those are 4 powerful complexes, 72 minerals and trace elements that replenish your body. You're going to find minerals in other products out there. You will, 1, maybe 2 on the really good ones, but no one has 4. And that comes back and speaks to the intention of Zalevo. It wasn't just to create another shake company. It was to create a product line that would move the needle in people's bodies. And I'm not reading all of this to you. You can do that while I'm talking. But, you know, what do we need to put in there to make a result fast, have people feel good in their own skin? These are the mineral complexes that set, because all 4 of these are in all of our products. Then we've got, and this was just trademarked for us, glucose intelligent technology. This is designed to support healthy and balanced blood sugar. And I'm going to speak to zero cane because everybody likes something sweet, right? It's not that I'm in good shape and I don't eat sweet stuff. I mean, I am pretty, I don't want to use the word addicted because that's a bad word, but zero cane, what they did, I'm going to explain this one, is all of the cane, they put in cane in these vats and pour bacteria or really yeast over it, and the yeast gobbles out the carbohydrates. So what you've got left is this beautiful sweet sweetener that we get to use, and it's all natural. It's not some made up alternative. It's all natural, but without all the bad stuff. That's why these flavors are so good. Now, does that mean I don't add strawberry here and there or add some honey? No, I mean, you can play with it to your taste. I just wanted to kind of speak to these products are designed to support this. It's not just happening to do it, right? And this is a big one. With Zalevo, we get to autophagy with ease, and that's where you get to accelerate the body's natural process of replacing damaged cells with new healthy ones. Autophagy you can Google it. For one, it was identified, I want to say in 2016 in Japan, but identified because it's been around forever. It's in just about every culture. It's biblical. It is how our bodies really regenerate. They make new cells. So it's where the body targets dysfunctional cells, breaking them down and rebuilding on site, or escorting them out of the body. Either way, if you enter autophagy every couple of weeks, every couple of months, you're breaking those cells down, those cells that can later lead to some of the things, and I don't know how much I'm allowed to say on what they can lead to. But you know, the things they're calling diabetes 3 right now, the Alzheimer's, the dementia, those are broken cells that have not been removed out of the body. So this is a way that the body heals itself. This is the way the body heals itself. Some people are like, oh yeah, I do fasting. I fast about 8 hours every day. And that's called intermittent fasting. And it definitely serves a purpose. But this fasting that we do is different. It is where your goal is to get to 24 hours and beyond. And I put little stars there about why. Why would I want to go to 24 hours? Well, autophagy doesn't even begin until you're in that 24-hour place, right? And then at 36 hours, what's happening in your body is increased 300%. If you can eke out another 48 hours, you're at 500% of the human growth hormone that's being increased. So it's a big deal. So the bioabsorption technology, the glucose intelligent technology, the mineral complexes, and autophagy with ease. Are you ready to see the company that puts all of those things together in one place? I know I am. So Zalevo, it's 2 words put together, Latin, alevo and zenith, and it means the time of greatest power and success to rise up and lift others and enhance and elevate people to their highest potential. Like, I think that is really a cool concept. We have identified 5 problems in the world of health, and there's one solution, which is really nice. This is a product line of only 12 products, so we're not looking to be, 300 different things going on. I do want to make a disclaimer. We need to make the disclaimer that we do not heal, treat, or cure, or heal, diagnose, or cure. We just feed the body the nutrients that the body needs, and the body does the rest. It is a miracle. Zalevo has three pillars of Zalevo, or with Zalevo, there are three pillars to elevate your life. There's the ultimate health we're talking about, personal growth, and financial security. And we're going to touch each of those just a little bit tonight. But we're going to start with the science because the science is complex, but the idea is really simple. Our philosophy at Zalevo is we have one life, one body. We're driven to seek out the latest advancements in nutraceutical science and nutrition, applying that to our highly intelligent master formulation lineup, assisting the body in achieving elevated health and ultimate well-being. So it's actually, we want to live right in the bodies that we've been given. Our team consists of PhDs, MDs, DOs, herbalists, nutritionists, lab techs, quality control personnel. And I think it's important to note that the MDs that are in there, their training you get as an MD, it's about 10 hours of nutrition. So for an MD to cross over and understand that the natural pathway is the way, it's a big deal. It's a big deal to wrap that philosophy in with our other team lab members. The sourcing around the world, incredible. And I say that because I've been with other companies where they decided to skip on the sourcing and get it from someplace else. And guess what noticed? Guess who noticed? I noticed. I noticed in my body. I didn't notice that the label had changed, but I noticed in my body something wasn't working anymore. So we source from the highest sources all around the world, sustainable sources. We're Prop 65 compliance. There's heavy metal verification, allergen verification. I mean, all the things you would want to have in a company, it's here. Why would we skimp on one part, right? Testing is a big deal. We test at the supplier level. We test all during production, post-production, stability to ensure safety, purity, potency, and consistency with every lot, every stick. Our manufacturing is made in the United States. We're NSF certified. We are a current good manufacturing practice. And I just heard that we are California certified, which I guess is a higher level. That was new for me, but I just heard that. That's important to say what's not in our products too. Okay. And I love this part because people will be like, oh no, I can't do that. I can't do soy. I can't do dairy. I can't do that. And that's like my favorite part because we can do everything with Zalevo. So here, oh, I didn't want to go that fast. Here is our beautiful lineup of our 12 products. And you can see I started some of those. We're going to touch base on those today. But the black packaging were the 7 products we rolled out in November of 2020. And I want to point that out. We rolled out 7 products in the middle of a pandemic in a closed economy. Just what we need, another shake company? I don't think so. There's something really special about this company. Then we have our white, which are targeted. Our Collagen 300 is one I'm going to feature tonight. And then our Mind Sync, which I just took 3 of, so that's kicked in. And then we have our sports performance line to take everyday life and elevate it. Elevate that. So the 3 we're going to touch base on today, though, are our Burn Mode, our Collagen, and our E-Vibe. So I can't talk about Burn Mode without talking about our philosophy of our system. With Zalevo, there are ultra days, fueling days, and burn days, fasting days. We're not going to talk about the fueling days, but those are the clean eating. Those go with shakes. That's kind of easy to figure out. The burn days are what gets us into that autophagy. So this is our intermittent fasting age, supports detoxification, autophagy, liver health, immune health, healthy blood sugar. There's 123 ingredients in this. That is a big deal. That is a lot packed into this. So I want to share with you this next slide. I'm excited. Oh, this one's a good one too. They're all good. Okay, let's just say that. But an ORAC score here at the bottom, I know Jim could tell me what that is, and it's an oxygen something, something, something. But I can tell you this, that a cup of wild blueberries, which is really healthy on the healthy scale, right? A cup of wild blueberries is going to be about a 7,000 to 9,000 on an ORAC score. 1 stick of Burn Mode put in water is over 2 million on an ORAC score. Think about the antioxidants. Think about the heavy metals that are getting out of your body just with 1 little stick of Burn Mode. So then we're going to go into collagen. And collagen, the beauty industry got a hold of collagen initially when it was all the rage, probably about, I don't know, 8 or 9 or 10 years ago. And it was skin, hair, nails, and that's all true. That is all true. But the part that really sings to me is bones, joints, cartilage, muscles, tendons, ligaments, the things that are the collagen is holding up your body. It is your the scaffolding. So I mean, sure, it's about this too. That's the happy side effect. But it's really more about what's going on inside your body. And that's where Jimmy and I are both out there playing pickleball. We are concerned about bones, tendons, ligaments. The collagen 300, it's more called tripeptide marine collagen. It is the best collagen source on the planet. It's got the hyaluronic acid you'd want, vitamin A, C, E, biotin, zinc, all of that on there. And it's got our technology that gets it into the cells. But I want to talk about one part. People say, oh, did you take your collagen? Did you take your collagen? Do you have any collagen? The 300 is a huge deal, and here's why. It speaks to the size of the Dalton score. And just like there's an ORAC score, Dalton is the word they use when measuring the weight of or the size of collagen. So the next closest one to us is about 2,500 to 2,000, and I'll show you where I found that. But why does that matter? Well, you drink our collagen on an empty stomach, it goes right, it doesn't go through digestion, it absorbs right through the small intestines and goes right to work. If you were using a different size molecule, not a 300, something larger, it's like throwing a watermelon through a chain link fence versus a sesame seed through a chain link fence. Size matters. I Googled it just to see if I was right. The average Dalton score for collagen peptides, particularly in collagen supplements, is typically between 2,000 and 5,000 Daltons. Okay. Smaller is better. Generally, smaller Dalton scores indicate better bioavailability and absorption of collagen peptides. Ours is a 300. That's why all collagens are not created equally. So here's what it does look like on the face, though. And they're just subtle changes. This is week 4 in the upper left. But just look around the folds around her mouth. Look at her forehead. Jill is beautiful and beautifuler. So what I'm going to say about Jill, but you can see it. And I'm going to show you, she still has lines on her right forehead. She'd kill me for saying that. But look at the lines before that. They are those little lines, those little dehydration lines. They're different. Okay. Kathy Zahn, you're on the call tonight. Oh my gosh, she had a terrible bike accident. Clearly, 3 weeks later, showed up with a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of confidence at her son's wedding. And the same beautiful Kathy Zahn here, 3 years difference. I did not meet her quite at the 3 year. Well, I don't remember that, I guess. You're so gorgeous at this point. I don't even remember. So now we're going to go into the E-Vibe, and just a quick story on the E-Vibe. I didn't even know I was that attached to it until we ran out of it. And we ran out of it while we were up snowmobiling in Duck Creek, Utah. I was like knuckles dragging on the ground in terms of my energy level, so much so that I stopped on the way home at Jill's in St. George and picked some up. And it is, what I love about it is it's an energy, but it's a beautiful focused energy. It's not a jittery energy. It comes in 2 flavors, citrus and watermelon lime. I will tell you, they both have a place in my heart. The citrus I use in my trio, which we're going to talk about, and I loved, and I wasn't even interested in the watermelon lime when it came out. And then I tried it. Oh, I was almost like, see you later, citrus. But no, I'm going to talk about what I do with my citrus now. So I was asked to talk about our Z Trio tonight. So that's what we just covered was our Z Trio, the burn mode, the collagen, the E-Vibe. I do want to notice that's what those little stars are down there. Our drench, which is intelligent hydration, you can use in place of the E-Vibe there. You just don't get the caffeine boost, but it still works. And that is something that's really cool about this lifestyle. When I started using Zalevo, the fact that you can mix these together, it's a lot when you start something new and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm drinking water here. I have to have an empty stomach there. Well, seems like a lot. And we found out we could put all of these 3 little sticks in 1 bottle of water. Yeah, it was love at first taste. So now I would like to talk to Loud and Proud with Lexi. Lexi has been part of Zalevo for just 1 month. So I would love it if you would unmute yourself, Lexi, and come on and tell us about, just give me 1 or 2 minutes about your experience with Zalevo so far. Is she there?
She's there, but she's muted, Andy.
Okay, and I cannot see her. Can you tell her, hey, Lexi, you're muted. Do you know how to unmute? Lexi, just push your screen and in the bottom lower left, there'll be a microphone. It's red. And if you push that, it'll unmute you. If not, we'll move on to Brad. No stress. Let's do that. Brad, why don't you come off mute and tell us about, you've been part of Zalevo for just under a year. Why don't you tell us just a couple of minutes about that?
Well, Andy first told me about Zalevo.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there she is. She wants
Sorry
to come
about
on.
that. Go ahead.
Yeah, Brad, why don't you go ahead and then Lexi will pop on.
Fine enough. So yeah, Andy told me about how she couldn't walk and had knee problems, and I kept telling her, hey, why don't you tell me about this product that you're taking that helps you out like that? And so finally, after we were doing Medicare and very busy, and then after the first of the year, she finally said, oh, hey, oh, by the way, I've got this stuff. I kept saying, well, knee stuff, knee stuff. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, oh, how did your knees get better? And because my wife was having a lot of the same issues. And so, anyway, with that said, she finally introduced me to Zalevo, and I bought some for my wife. And about a month into it, she was feeling pretty good. So I was like, well, that looks pretty good. Let me try that out. And so I started getting myself in shape. And then, lo and behold, my wife had a surgery. I might add that. And when she had her surgery, she she usually bruises real bad and doesn't heal real well, things of that nature. But we loaded up on the collagen, and and she also lost some weight just inadvertently by using the Zalevo, which she loved, and she felt a lot better, had a lot more energy. But she healed up so fast, and like the incision wounds where she had her surgery totally weren't infected, were completely, like, usually before she would be like completely bruised up for like 1 or 2 weeks, and that wasn't the case after she was taking the collagen and so on for a few months. But I'd already been taking it for like a month, and soon after she had her surgery, about 2 weeks after that, I decided that I would try it out. And I went from 60 to 0 into the pavement off my motorcycle because a lady pulled out in front of me, and broke a bunch of bones and ended up with no skin on the left side of my body. And and I was like, well, I guess I'm lucky I was in decent shape.
Right, right. Well, and I know that Denise showed up at the hospital with your Zalevo products, and the doctor said no, and you said, the heck I can't. And that's all he had for those, I don't know how many days in the hospital, was no water from home and Zalevo from home, not a bite of food, not a drop of water from the hospital, and checked himself out 3 days early. So,
Well, I was only in there 3 days. They wanted me to be there for 7, and I was like, well, what do I got to do? And they said, you got to walk to the bathroom, go to the bathroom, and come back to your bed. And I had 3 fully broken ribs and 5 fractured ribs and a broken shoulder, and of course no skin. And I was like, well, all right, what do I got to do to get up here? So at the end of the 3rd day, I was out of there.
right,
I went
right.
and
So
did
I
my
think that's
tasks.
pretty incredible, truly. And then Lexi, thank you, Brad.
Yep.
Sorry.
Lexi, you have been part of Zalevo for just under a month. So it's for a lot of us on this call, we've been with this company now for 4 years. And so you can honestly start when he said, like, I finally told him about Zalevo, because it's just part of my landscape now, as opposed to like, no,
Yeah.
I should be telling everybody. And that's why I'm saying loud and proud, like, tell me what's going on with you in the last month.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm only 25, and I do have a chronic illness, and I have literally tried everything, and I've struggled with my weight for a long time. I just kind of had this mindset that I just couldn't get below a certain amount, just despite my best efforts. And I just kind of gave up. I went on a fitness journey and I lost like 60 pounds, but it stayed. I did. And I just really in despair, because no matter what I grow energy 5, I mean, this is supposed to be the time where I feel the most energized, and I just don't. And so it wasn't until I met Andi, and when she handed me her form that said, "What if you never have to start over again?" I just got so much hope by that because I've started over so many times. And she let me taste some of her shake and just shared with me her experience. It wasn't a sales pitch, it wasn't anything. It was just so organic. And I just started thinking and was like, you know what? I think I'm ready to try something again. And I started on the product and I was like, hey, like, how soon can I start? And she helped me start right away. And immediately I felt a difference on Fortitude, E-Vibe, Drench, my shakes. I started on it all right away and I felt a huge difference within the middle of the week. I'm on my second burn session and I just feel like not only do I feel lighter and I've lost some weight, but the inflammation in my body, which is something that I struggled with for a long time, has significantly decreased.
Oh, it just makes my heart sing. And I know for a lot of us on who've been, talking about this for a while, it's really nice to hear, from somebody new and fresh that's like, oh my gosh, yes, this is reinforces kind of our early days that we really were feeling things right out of the gate. And that's what I think people want is results, but sustainable results. And I appreciate both of you for being on the call so we could hear a 1 month and a 1 year in testimony.
Hey, Andy, it's
Yes.
Jimmy.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to get off. I got late notice on this, but thank you for sharing this with me as well as Lexi and Brad. And I'll see you on the pickleball court.
That sounds great. I'll see you Wednesday. Thanks,
Okay.
Jimmy.
Take care.
All right, for the rest of you, we are going to continue on and we are going to just talk a little bit about ultimate health because when you feel good, it shows. So I want to show you some of those transformations. This is Kathy. We talked about her earlier. Like she is like a half the person and yet double the person at the same time. Like she's just lighting up life. You can see Paul, he's excited to take pictures. I mean, who's excited to take pictures without their clothes on? But I mean, you can just see the vibrancy in people's faces here and the muscle tone. I mean, this isn't something we can Photoshop, make up, any of this. Plus, I know all of these people, which is really cool because that's part of this is the community. So when was the last time you have to start over? And I did. I have a what do you call it? Laminated page. And I showed her that because people have said to me, even in this community, oh, you've always been tall and thin. I haven't been. I've always been tall. But to be healthy enough to be playing pickleball now with my son is pretty darn amazing. So personal growth, I want to talk about this one. Imagine with me a place, a time, and a concept where what matters to you matters to everyone and that everyone matters. That speaks to our core values that means something to you. So we are available. You can see that's a nod there to Australia. Thank you, Carla, for your beautiful slide. We're available in Australia and Canada and the United States. And what I love about our core values is all of them are transferable all over the world, right? Nobody doesn't want gratitude. Nobody doesn't want to feel good and be believing. I mean, and have fun. Nobody doesn't want that. So financial security, let's talk about that one because there are benefits to becoming a brand partner. You get to be your own boss. You can work from anywhere. You have your own hours, even if it just fits in the pockets of your time. And I'm that girl. I'm a pocket in my time brand partner. You can create financial freedom of a side gig, or you can replace your full income and leave a legacy. You get to earn free product. I will tell you, it tastes better when it's free. And if you love to travel, imagine fully paid for trips and cruises, including a give back opportunity at every single trip. Meaning we're going into the community and building bikes or painting an orphanage or something where we like the one specifically that we get to interact with people. You get free business training and guides to run your business. And I have been in a lot of businesses. I will tell you, second to none. Personal development, Brandon Broadwater, his last company was called Learn to Master Your Power Within. Imagining getting to be on calls with him where he's teaching those sorts of nuggets. And we get to be part of an incredible supportive community or a movement really that is changing the world one body at a time. So is now the time to start living your dream? There's Jim right there in the middle. I don't know. With Zalevo, you get to choose. Do you want to be a customer? Yay. Do you want to be a brand partner? Yay. You get to choose. You get to change your mind. You get to see if you like it. So it's a try it on for size situation. So there are 4 ways to be involved with Zalevo. First, obviously, as a customer. And then in order to earn 3 products free a month, a brand partner, that's where you're referring or you're finding customers who like this stuff as much as you do. There's an affiliate brand partner program where you're earning 25% on every order, not just their first order. Or then there's the team building. And I will tell you, I didn't want to be a team builder. Sorry, Brad. I didn't want to be a team builder. I wanted to be a customer. But sometimes the calling comes and people start asking, can I do this? Can I sell this? Can I talk to other people? And so you just get to fit where you fit. And there is not another company, including corporate America, where you get to fit where you decide you fit, but you do with Zalevo. So this part, and I can't tell if that little thing is in there and I don't know how to get it away. Does this say where it says you are screen sharing? That's there, right? Well, either way, team building brand partners focus first on fast tracking, and that's where you can earn 1,000 to 1,500 over the first 3 months just by simply creating this chart. And it is literally you talking to 3 customers. Do you have to go out and look for the customers? You do not. They're going to come to you. You are starting to transform if you are taking these products, right? And then one of them might say, hey, I think maybe I want to sell this. Organically, I love that Lexa used that word because I've been determined to do this company organically. And it has worked out in my favor that I'm getting to do that. But it's really finding people like you who want to be healthy, who want to have a side hustle and you enjoy spending time with. It's not that hard. So however you choose to live your life, live it to the fullest. To get started with Zalevo, contact the person who invited you here tonight. Are you ready to make yourself a priority? I think you should be. Let's get started. Order your products, get in touch with the person, and that's a wrap for my part of this presentation tonight. I'm going to turn it back over to Beth Baska.
Great job, Andy. Oh my gosh, that was just totally fabulous. Thank you so much for
I went a
all the
tiny bit long.
wonderful
Sorry about
slides.
that.
No, you're fine. It was well worth it. Such great insights from folks that have a wide variety of different experiences. So no, totally worth every moment. So thank you. Okay.